Concern you, sir, we are regular POSIT course session. Morning
Yes.
session is started on 10:30 to
Right.
12 and 12 to 1:30. And next
Right.
session after lunch 2 p.m. and the next session 3:30. So
Right. So I think we can start and people will be gradually joining.
yes, sir. Yes, sir. Now I'd like to request Biplab sir to proceed this session. Professor Subhash Chandra Pandey already with us. Welcome, sir.
Well, okay. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everybody. I am Biplab Barik, Vidyasagar Assistant Professor of Vidyasagar Research Training College. First of all, thank you of the organizer of Kalinagar Mahavidyalaya and Baba Sahib Ambedkar Education University to give me in this platform. Now the first sessions will be started. This session, our respected resource person is Professor Subhash Chandra Panda Master. Uh, he is the former principal of Regional Institute of Education, Bhubaneswar, Odisha. His academic profile is he is being graduate in the science and in teacher education in the year of 1969 and 1970, respectively. Served as a science teacher in secondary school of government of Odisha for 15 years. In the meantime, acquired the graduate of MA in history, MA and PhD in education, and joined the NCRT family at RIE Mysore as a lecturer in education in the year of 1985. He joined RIE Bhubaneswar in 1990 and served as a lecturer, reader, professor, dean of the institution, and principal, and got a superannuated in the year of 2011. He played a catalytic role to develop elementary teacher education program in ODL mode as a senior consultant 2011 to 2013 in NIOS New Delhi. He acts as the academic consultant in NCTE 2014 to 2016 in NCTE and became instrumental to implement a curriculum framework in different teacher education programs and norms and standard of 2014 regulation. He acting as a visiting professor in Baba Sahib Ambedkar Education University in Kolkata. He is a member of different programs and committees of national bodies like NCERT, NCTE, NAAC, and different universities. He guided and conducted research activities, product and published papers, reports, and scholars in different areas of teacher education. Thank you, sir. We are most welcome. And his topic today is scope of review, scope of review of literature. Sir, mostly welcome and started your journey.
Thank you, Biplabji. Let me take this opportunity to welcome and provide thanks to all my colleagues, those who are uh, here as a participant or as an organizer, whatever it may be. I am really fortunate I feel fortunate to talk to you people on a particular area where usually while doing research, people become more, so to say, unsystematic, and most of the time they don't get a way to come out of it, what to do and what not to do while doing the research. Uh, that time they are not able to decide. So when for that only I have taken up this particular area, that is the scope of the review of research. Review of research. People they say review of research. Some people they say review of literature. Some people they say review of related literature. Actually, the last term is uh, most befitting for this particular work. Review of related literature. So, in the process of in the process of doing research, particularly the people, I hope everybody from the background of education, maybe a liberal degree of MA education or the that practical degree of that MEd, whatever it may be, at the final stage, they are being involved or they are being exposed to research work. In that research work, when the moment the candidate contract to their respective guides, the guides tell them to find out a problem. Actually, doing research is something different. Till then, the people are not exposed to the work of research. Nowadays, in NEP 2020, you must have heard that there will be a 4-year degree course, which will be mostly called as a research degree. After 3 years, they will get the graduate degree. After 4 years, they will be getting research degree or the honors degree. That means they want to introduce the research, you want to introduce research work from the graduation level, not at the post-graduation level. If I remember correctly, during our time, any postgraduate degree, whether it is education or history or geography or physics or chemistry, whatever it may be, if it is postgraduate degree, there was a paper based on, there was a paper where some research exposure was given. Gradually, that was delimited. Only few subjects like education or this MEd or psychology, in few courses, this research program was introduced during the post-graduation level, but in the rest of the courses, they made it a MPhil program or the the program which will be starting or initiating only after the PG level. So MPhil program came into existence with a view to uh, uh, give a research degree. MPhil is a mainly research degree. So focus is very much based on research. But now in the new education policy, the national policy on education, there it has been decided that MPhil will be removed. Already it is removed. Now from the graduation level, this program will start. Anyway, that is what we know about the beginning of the research. So this particular work, review of related literature, that means some literature are being involved whenever we are going to do some research work. Research means people they feel that something new I'm going to develop. That's true, no doubt about it. But something new, particularly in the field of social science. If it is in the field of science, no problem. Always there is a possibility of getting something new in any research. But in social science, it is very difficult to get something new. What happens here? Many times we get something which is the repetition of the past, but logically the process involved is different. Whenever the the process involved is logical and a similar type of research, then it can be considered the research if it is logically correct. Illogically, if somebody is going to just a repetition of a particular work, that is not called research at all, which is happening nowadays very much at the MEd level, at the MA level, sometimes even at the PhD level also, which is very much dangerous because research, when you are going to do, that is a particular set of mind is being involved. In that particular set of mind, first I have to find out or identify, or we may call it formulate a title. The title, somebody says the title somebody says somebody says that is a problem, somebody says that is a topic, anything, whatever it may be, it is to be first formulated. To get it formulated from the beginning itself, the review of related literature starts. So whenever we are going to talk about this review of related literature, some questions we have to answer. What is the first question? That is what. Second question, when. Third question, that how. Sorry, why. Fourth question, how. What, when, and why and how. This review of related literature is to be understood. So whenever we are going to look at this what indicates it is a systematic identification of location and analysis of a document. Systematic identification, second, location, third, analysis of what? The documents. The documents here involves anything, whatever related to your thinking with regard to whatever research work we are going to conduct. Because research is like a forest. Now we have reached the forest. Now, after reaching the forest, how are you going to get into it? You do not know anything of that particular forest. So how to get into it? That means there we have to be very much systematic in your approach. So systematically you have to identify where to go. That means where to go. That means at what point of that particular forest, whatever you desire, you will be able to get. And after getting, whether you have got the right one or wrong one, that is to be analyzed. So the document is just like a forest. And as per your program, whatever area you are taking, that area is like a forest. And that inside that area, what do you want to identify? How many wild animals are there? Or how many plants, species of plants are there? Or how many things which are which we call it different types of rocks or different types of landform are there. So that we have to identify. So the moment you get into a forest, you never get the wild animals. Suppose you are interested for knowing what are the wild animals present in the forest and who are they and what is their nature. The moment you think like that, you get into, you will never get any wild animal to begin with. For that, you have to search. You have to be very careful. There may be some danger from them. So you have to be very careful. So at that time, you have to locate where are they, what are they, and you have to analyze their behavior. So three things you have to do. You have to identify, you have to locate, and analyze their behavior, who are present in that forest, which we call that is your document. So the moment you know all these three things, you will be able to formulate tentatively the title. Those who are PhD degree holder amongst you, or those who are students of PhD program, they must be they must be knowing that the title or the topic are unknown to them, and a rough idea they do have. And with that rough idea, when they get into the library, suppose they are going to look about the teacher effectiveness. One example I'm giving you. So they are not going to survey whole of the library. They are going to survey the area inside the library where only documents or the books or the journals or the encyclopedia or All other information available with regard to the teacher effectiveness are available. You have, you have to move to that place. And while moving into that place, you start searching those documents or the books or whatever you are thinking of, you start searching. Then in the process of searching, you start doing the work. What to, in that teacher effectiveness of that particular portion of the library, what does it contain? Because area differs, your area inside the library also differ. Area of your vision also differ. So somebody is doing the work on research, teacher effectiveness. Somebody is doing the work on teacher morale. Somebody is doing the work on teacher performance. So everything will not be available in one spot. In different spots are there in the library. In consultation with the librarian, you will be able to know. So what does it contain? Next questions come. We have to answer that one. What does it contain? That means what does it means? What does that review of literature contain? First thing it contains information. It contains information or data, what I may call it. It contains information or data related to the research work or that topic, or you may call it the problem, whatever it may be, on which study is going to be undertaken. So, teacher effectiveness we are going to look at. So, with regard to teacher effectiveness, you will be getting different information in those particular area of the library. Second thing you will get, it controls the whole pattern of your research, starting or the beginning of the research. Because now you are not going to other places. You are going to only to the things which are available on teacher effectiveness. So suppose during the course of time you come across something on science education. We are not going to look at it. So we are being controlled not to look at that one. If at all you are going to look at, then you will be trying to see that in science education, what are the things related to teacher effectiveness are available, not the other things. So that means you are becoming pinpointed. Initially, you are not knowing anything on education I'm going to do. Now you are telling that I am doing the work. I am going to do the work on teacher education. Within that, I am going to find out that teacher effectiveness. So when we are going to look at all those papers or the books or journals, whatever available, they are what you want to do first. You want to first formulate clearly the topic. Formulation of the topic, whatever those who have done already the work, you must be knowing the initial stage, whatever formulation was there, gradually in course of development, the formulation requires some amount of modification. But as you know, university regulation does not permit you to change as and when you feel like your topic or the title. So you become very careful. You want to go to have a very deep study to prepare the the formulation of that particular topic or the title. Still at times there becomes a necessity to change the title to some extent. At that time, of course, university regulations helps you to change it to some extent, not the wholesome thing. So now what happens there now? You want to formulate your title clearly. Second, why are you going to take? That is known as rationale. Rationale are of two types. See, people, those who, one group of people, they find research becomes easy. One group of people, they find research becomes difficult. Those who feel it is easy, they have got a special characteristics. What is that? That they already have got some knowledge or adequate knowledge, so to say, on teacher effectiveness. Another group, some of those who feel it is very difficult, they do not know what a teacher effectiveness is. So they have to be first clear about what is that particular area, the nature of the area, the characteristics of the area. So there they have to indulge to a great extent so as to get the clarity of the area. Once you get the clarity of the area, it becomes easier to formulate the topic, for which review of related literature helps. The group of people, those who know about the teacher effectiveness, now they need not break their head with regard to the identification of those area or what is the nature or characteristic of the area. Directly they go to the literature which are related to the teacher effectiveness. We are emphasizing here very much related. The word related refers to your area. If it is not related to your area, it cannot be or it must not be taken into consideration. So never think of the review of research or review of literature. It is always a review of related literature. Other things we are not going to look at. So now, those who are aware of that particular area, they develop some kind of personal understanding. They know what a school education is. They know what kind of problem a teacher faces inside the classroom. What kind of challenges usually we get or we supposed to get from the students inside the class. Likewise, many things with regard to the good quality of a teacher, they are already aware of. So that personal experience they do have. So that becomes the first tool in their hand to decide the rationale. So the second group, because they do not have that much, so they feel a bit difficult because of lack of personal experience. They feel little bit difficult to reach at the conclusion of formulating the title to the best of their capacity. So rationale always helps. If you are having some personal knowledge in that particular area, rather my advice is always you please take up an area where you have got some previous area. Sometimes it happens. Suppose you are with a very eminent guide. Your guide is a very eminent person. He doesn't want that whatever you want, they want to guide over that one. That time, what is to be done? That time your work becomes more simple. Because the area of research, always there is a continuation of research throughout that area. So they feel many things to be conducted, or through their research, many things they have already done. Many things they have have not yet done. They could not get time or scope to get it done. They take the help of the students and they assign that work to the student. Yes, this is the area you take. Now, suppose you are interested in teacher effectiveness and your guide is a man of science. So he says, no, teacher effectiveness you don't take. You take now that constructive based approach, impact of constructive based approach, or comparison of constructive based approach and the behavioristic approach in teaching science. That time your work becomes more easy because that time he will be able to give you the guidance to what are the spots or what are the area you must get. Because nowadays in our hand, a very easy tool is there, that's the net. In the net, most of the things are available. So they gave you they give those teachers, those guys, they give you the hints. What are the point where you can refer to the net and you can get easily many of the informations whatever needed for your research. So it is dependent on the guide. Sometimes also the guide they do not have the idea of that particular. Suppose you are a man of social science. You want to do work on social science, but the teacher is not a man of social science. Teacher is from a commerce background. So but he is interested to know something about social science. So he makes use as a tool. He uses you as a tool to conduct that particular research work, and by then he will learn many things with social science which he has not yet learned. So both of you together at that time become the student of that particular area, and it becomes also easy for you to conduct the work. Likewise, what happens when you select the guide, when you select the topic, things happens which leads you to review of the related literature. So first thing we decided that we have to formulate clearly the title and the rationale. Rationale, second part of the rationale is through your personal experience, something you know. Those may be something may be very much uh, empirical, something may be completely personal experience, something may be some research done by some other people, something may be there some experiments goes on in that particular field. From there also some information may be available. So at that time, what will happen? In addition to your personal experience, you take the help of the research experience. Here, everybody has to take the research experience. What happens to that research? What happens to you when you take that help of the research experience? When you take the help of the research experience, what happens? You have to search many sources, maybe primary, maybe secondary, whatever it may be, many sources. And from there, what has already been done in the field, or what is already or what is going on, or what is going to be started, all these information are available from the literature, related literature. And that time you follow that one and try to complete your rationale. So rationale bear clearly two aspects. Number one is your personal experiences in the field of your research, and the research experiences whatever you collect from the review of related literature, that helps you to select why are you interested to select this topic. Many times even just I'm giving the example of very recent timing, that I think on 19th I was supposed to conduct a PhD viva, and the PhD work was on that burning out of the teacher and job satisfaction. I asked her, why did you selected this particular topic? She told that I am suffering from, I am a teacher, I suffer lots of uh, burning or the problem in the field of, in my career. And I felt my job satisfaction is as it is not as expected like my colleagues. Then I told another question when I put her, why have you taken the teachers from the primary to senior secondary level in one go? Because teachers from primary, teachers from middle, teachers from secondary, senior teachers from secondary, everybody they differ with regard to their burning out or with regard to job satisfaction. Why do you put them in one group? Her response was, my guide told me to do like that. That indicates that she has not understood what the work she has done. Guide told to put all the groups together. That must be some logic. She didn't try to understand that logic. And she thought, guide told, whatever guide says, it cannot be wrong. Boss never goes wrong. Many times we feel like our guide is our boss. Whatever he dictates, we have to obey, or we have to taken it for granted. We cannot raise questions. Research is such where there is very urgent requirement of argument, logic. Logic means argument. Why do you want to do this one? Why not the other one? What might be the other things? Where from you will get this idea? From the reviews only. And you should have that kind of mindset to raise these questions. Instead, if you try to follow what your guide says simply, that means you are not a researcher. You are you are a student, just like a student of history. The facts are given in the textbook, so you have to learn that thing and you have to reproduce. It is like that. So it is not a research. It is difficult to discover something which you are interested, because your objective is not clear. So that means next thing questions now your object after rational objective or the hypothesis or the research questions, whatever you comes to your mind, that is more important. Your mind. Review of related literature always give you the scope to raise these questions. Why I am going to conduct this study? Why? Matlab means objective. The moment we are thinking of the work, objective of my work, certainly the first thing research questions comes to mind. From the research questions, I decide the objective, and from the objective, tentative solutions in the form of hypothesis, I decided. There I feel difficulty, no doubt about it. But when I review similar researches, I find people have done, they have also title is there, rationale is there in their work, objectives are there, hypotheses are there in their work. When I see that one, I get an idea. But unless I understand those studies, how can I develop on my own? I want to copy it down. Because nowadays, getting a PhD degree is easier than passing an matriculation examination. This is my personal view. To pass matriculation examination, it is very difficult as compared to pass a PhD degree. Because I need not narrate those things. Because those who are already PhD degree or those who are doing, they must be knowing. By hook or crook, you do something, you will get the degree. There is no question of failure, or if it is failure is there, you can recover from that very easily. Because we are not serious researchers. No serious research is being conducted, particularly in social science, that too in education. Out of 100 theses, theses in education, 95 education theses are simply trusts. It should be thrown to the waste paper basket. If you are lucky, then you get 5 theses which has really the work is there and they have developed some new information or some new thinking. It is coming out of that. Because it is easy to get the PhD. So I say it's difficult to pass the matriculation examination, because you have to pass in mathematics, you have to pass in language, you have to pass in such science. Different types of subjects are there. Here nothing is there. Only you will decide your own subject. You will write your own simple essays. People they write. Writing a research report is something different. As you do in class 6 students, when you teach them, those who are language teachers, they must be understanding that the students are being taught how to write an application, how to write an essay, how to write a letter, because those things students they do not know. Particular format is there. In that format you have to write. Just like that, how to write a research report, it is something different. It is not an essay. Many people research theses are just essays with high sounding words. Some people, and most of the things are being that plagiarism is rampant, and the way the plagiarism coming nowadays in our available one plagiarism program, you put your thesis, you will get 60% plagiarism. The same thesis you put in another program, you will get 10% plagiarism. So you know what you have done. So for that only, PhD becomes easier. So please don't, if you have got no mindset to do the PhD work, don't go for it. So now this next thing comes. First thing, formulation, review of literature, help you to develop your, formulate your title. Second, to develop your rationale. Third, to develop your research questions or objectives or hypothesis. Fourth, it decides the methods. Which method you will adopt? I find in my career, students, they are all PhD degree holders. Very few they know difference between method and methodology. What is that methodology? Difference between methodology and method. Method is related to this particular topic on which you are going to do the research. Methodology refers to starting from your formulation of title, all the steps when you go. Methodology, the formulation of the title, rationale, objectives, hypothesis, delimitation, uh, uh, then method, under the method, then design, under the design, the particular type of design you follow, then population, sample, tool development, data analysis, data collection, data analysis, findings, conclusion, references, appendices, all together is known as methodology. All together is not method. Beginning from the title, ending in the appendix is the methodology. But after objective are being formed and the delimitation you indicate, because as a single researcher you cannot do suppose the job satisfaction of teachers at the higher education level. You cannot go whole of India. Even you cannot go whole of West Bengal. If you want to go to the whole of West Bengal, then you have to adopt certain other means. So you have to mention here a particular word, delimitation. How the delimitation is being written in other reports or in other theses, that you have to go through. So you get an idea what is that delimitation. Till now, people have got the PhD degree, but they do not know the difference between the limitation and delimitation. To my surprise, I have seen with many students to whom we have given the PhD degree, they do not know the difference between limitation and delimitation. Limitation refers to your weaknesses. Whatever weakness you possess, that is your limitation. Delimitation is something different completely. You want to talk about job satisfaction of teachers at the higher education level in West Bengal. So what you did, whole of West Bengal, all the teachers difficult to be contacted and difficult to talk to them. Even if you contact and talk to them, it becomes useless. So what you do, you delimit your study. That these are the area where I will conduct the study. These are the geographical area which will be the representative of the whole of West Bengal. I will be taking only the North Bengal, I will be taking the Bengal. No. I will be taking only the Calcutta because the metro city, whatever available in Calcutta, everything available in the outside Calcutta, it is not. So there you have to delimit geographically that. In job satisfaction, suppose you want to know their performances, you want to exclude their performances, you are to very much dependent on their attitude, then you make there. My study is delimited to establish their attitudes towards their profession, not their performances. So when you go through the other literature, you will see how have they have done the delimitation, written the delimitation. Then you write the delimitation. Now next comes the method. How method writing is being helped through the review of literature. Method writing as a format is there, as I told you just now. First is the design. Which kind of design? Is it just experimental design? If it is experimental design, what kind of experiment it is? Or it is a normative survey design? Mostly these are the two two design people they adopt, and these two are completely different from each other. For example, you see, if it is an experimental study, you will see in the review of literature, everywhere there is the presence of hypothesis, not one, more than one hypothesis. But if it is a review of if it is a survey type research, very, very rarely you will get hypothesis. Many times people they take blindly the hypothesis, which is not required at all. Survey doesn't require at all hypothesis. Many very few specific survey type researchers are there, which requires experiment that requires hypothesis. What is important there? Research questions is most important there. The research question based on which you have developed the objective, uh, how they are being solved. You will get it from other sources. Similar type of research people have done. Either books are there, or the theses are there, or the documents are there, or mimeograph documents are there. From there, you will get the information. You see in the newspaper many times it comes different on different issues. The research results. There are no hypotheses are there. They are all survey type. So the question is, when we are going to look at decide the design, the other studies will give you the idea of design. After design, population and sample. We are taking the problem of that professional what we call it, job satisfaction of the teachers of higher education. How many teachers are there in higher education? Higher education, there are different branches are there. Science, commerce, science is there, some commerce is there, social science is there, language teachers are there. So in your delimitation we have put, I will take only these teachers from language. So language, there will be hundreds of teachers in language in higher education. Language means English, Bengali, Sanskrit, Urdu, whatever languages are available in your state, all those language teachers are there. Altogether, their number forms a population. How to derive the sampling from that? Sampling is a complete chapter, which those who have done this research, they must be knowing. But if you go to look at the research studies done already, their practical implication of sampling you must be finding. Books, theories are there. Here you will be finding how they have taken from the population the sampling. Are you getting? So now the question is, suppose now recently we are involved in a particular research work where we are going to study the readiness of the learners and the safety and security of the students in the foundational, preparatory, and middle stage of the schooling process. Foundational, preparatory, and middle stages of the schooling process, which in the past we are talking about the elementary education, pre-primary and elementary. Now the name is different in NEP 2020, foundational, preparatory, and middle. So there, what our districts, it was found 467 districts are there in the all over the country. That the population of the districts. We decided we will take only 5% districts, but school will take more. Not the district is more, because we will take many. Let us say we will take 20% districts, and from each district one school or two school we will take. From every school we may be taking three teachers we will take. Number of districts become more, but our real clientele, who are they? The stakeholders in the school, who are they? Student, teachers, head teachers, the parents, school authorities, they are our stakeholder. So focus is on stakeholder, from where we will get the respond information. So the review of research literature gave us the idea that don't take more of district, take more of stakeholders. So we decided 5% district only will take, but from each uh, district, you will take minimum 20 schools. Minimum 20 schools, from where we will take minimum per school three teachers. So minimum 20 schools in 8 districts, 5% districts are there. So from 5% it becomes altogether after calculation it found 400 teachers. So you see now how the sampling is being done. So there are many ways are there. Everybody talks of the random sampling, but how the random sampling is done, they mention their methodology of mention methods of sampling also in the research report they mention. So once the population and the sampling is finalized, then we come to the tool. About the tool also, the review of research, similar studies give us the idea. Once the tool is being identified, we have to develop the tool either in workshop mode or by taking the help of the experts, those who are in the field, taking their help, we develop the tools. What are the tools we will take? Whether we will take only questionnaire, mostly people take only questionnaire, which is a poorest tool. Poorest tool is the questionnaire. And one of the most better tool is focus group discussion or interview. You see now, one thing you are preparing a big questionnaire going to these people, we are telling that is poor. And second thing we are talking about the interview or the focus group discussion, that is one of the better tool as we are telling, because there we can go much deep into the research study, which will help us to find out the real knowledge. Whether really schools are ready, and the learners are ready to come together through questionnaire. Everybody will give whatever is suiting best. That may not able to give you a real picture. It gives a very hazy picture. To make that hazy picture more clear, what we want to do, we want to take the help of the other tools like interview or the focus group discussion or the attitude scale, like a type mostly, depending on the situation. So what are the tools you will take from other research studies? You will get an idea. Once the research tools are there ready, you think of how to collect the data, how to analyze the data. Idea you will get from other studies. See, review literature everywhere. He is just like your assistant. Everywhere he is trying to help you to put out. And when you are going to look at these uh, research studies, source are two, not more than two. One is primary, another is secondary. We will discuss those things just after some minutes. Next comes the discussion of the findings. The findings we got. Why the findings is like that? Again, review coming into the picture. Whatever review you have collected, those review will give you a sufficient idea to develop your own insight. So you can write your discussion much better. And the discussion writing is just like in a court, judge is there. There are two sub groups are there. That one group of pleader they are for, another pleader is there against, and they argue in front of the judge to convince him what is right or what is wrong. Judge doesn't go to the field to understand what is there or what is not there. Listening to them, these two lawyers, he gives the judgment. Just like that. When you develop these research findings, now discussion comes. Why this finding came like this? Here your reflection comes. Students are not coming to the class, though the school is quite ready to accept them. Why? You have seen during the data collection that students, they are busy at their homework. Homework means not the schoolwork, domestic work, not homework, domestic work. Elder children are busy to take the care of the younger siblings when they will come to the school. That we could not find anywhere during our collecting the research, but you have seen it because you are the researcher. We have gone to the field. You have seen many things, and we have noted down everything. Beyond your tool, whatever you get in your diary, everything must be noted, and that diary will help you how to write the discussion, and the direction of the discussion will get you from other researches. So research findings also very much dependent on the review of research. Then most important thing is one very important thing. Most of you do blunders writing the references or bibliography. To have an uniformity, you are to follow a particular pattern. In our studies, we follow APA pattern, American Psychological Association, APA pattern. So that APA pattern, the way that bibliography or reference to be written, that format is to be utilized, and that format you will get from the review of literature. Nowadays, review of literature becomes so easy because of this Android mobile or the net. Sitting with this Android mobile also, you can get many information without going to the library. Your library movement uh, yeah, becomes less because of these particular technologies. So you see now, where does this review of literature help you? That means beginning to the end. Now the question comes, next question. When this research, review of related research is to be conducted? First condition is it should be conducted from the beginning of the research. You can ask yourself, those who are already PhD degree holder or those who are in the process, how much time, where from you have started taking the help of the review of literature. Second thing, that when the topic is confirmed, when the topic is confirmed and continue till the end, you have to take the help of this thing. Lastly, the intensity of review of research gradually less and less the moment you go on progressing in your research work. At the beginning, review of related literature helps you a lot, and towards the end, its requirement gradually diminishes. That is the answer of when. Now, why you will collect all those things? Question with regard to the why or the purpose. First purpose is that to determine what has already been done in your field. Don't think, many times many researchers say, sir, in this field, no work has been done. I am the first person who I do. That indicates this fellow is lacking very much in the field of review of related literature. Any topic you take, any area you take, this globe is so vast, the population is so vast, and the researcher number is so vast. So no area has been left out. If you are lucky and very much what we can call it that scientific, logical and scientific bent of mind, you may discover the area where nothing has been done. Particularly in the field of social science and that to education, difficult to get those ideas. So the purpose of this thing is from among the researches, whatever research you are going to do, that this review will help you to determine what already has been done in your field so that you need not repeat it. Second thing is that it indicates not to repeat the same work. If you found that somebody has already been done, don't repeat that work. I can tell you, you can repeat that work when that occasion is very least. When your logical argument is very, 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 very sound, why you are repeating that one? Then only. And your finding must be something different to prove whatever work done previously, they are all wrong. As you must have seen in the field of science, Isaac Newton found the laws of gravitation. Do you think that previously there was no laws of gravitation? It was there. He proved everything is wrong, and whatever he found, that is the correct one. Galileo wanted to say that Earth is sort of revolving around the sun. Previously, that idea was there. Uh, Earth is at the center, all the stars and planets revolving around it. So that idea to disapprove and approve this idea, it becomes so difficult. He has to suffer and he is to spend much of his time in the jail. Even in the science it happens. Social science, though, the question rarely it arises. So never try to do, oh, somebody has done, I will change something, this, that, and I will do. That means you are not a researcher. You don't need anything. Third thing, provide. What provide? It provide understanding and insight to you for your need to, to formulate your topic. Why are you formulating the topic like this? You must be able to argue, establish, yes, I am correct. Not like that, the example I gave you the few days back, the PhD Viva conducted. Situation must not come in any way like that. Next thing is, it indicates what needs to be done. Review literature shows you what you can do, don't do, and do. Then don'ts and do's, both the things it shows. Third, the next thing, provide rationale for research and formulation of hypotheses, objectives, etc., which already I have discussed. Next is justifying significance of your study at hand. The study you have taken up, the significance of that study, it justifies because you are always giving the support example from the or supportive example from the other past researches. Next is research, discover research strategies and data collection approaches. What kind of method you will adopt? What kind of sample you will take? What kind of tool you will do? What kind of data collection procedure you will adopt? All those information you will get because of this review of research. Then provide indication not to commit mistake done by other researchers. You will find in the research review related literature the mistakes committed by the researchers, not intentional, but in course of time, whatever they have done, it becomes false. Those who are very much elderly people, they must be knowing that is interaction analysis inside the classroom. Flunder's interaction analysis they must have come across, which is accepted largely all over the globe. But now that Flunder's interaction analysis even that modification done by Amidon and Hunter and some other people, that is all gone. The way they did the interaction analysis, it was found that no, it is not the way to conduct foundation that interaction analysis that way. So nowadays you see in your MEd or MEd syllabus, syllabus, that interaction analysis chapter does not contain those kind of work. Though those those works were considered a pioneer work when we were the students. Next is provides provides indication. No, sorry, it influences the mode of analysis and interpretation. Your interpretation, writing, while writing the discussion, your interpretation. Those who are serious researchers, they must be, while writing the discussion, they must have come across a particular word. Finding is this. This might be happened due to the fact that this particular phrase they write most of the times. This has happened due to the fact that why this finding happened like this. So what are the facts? They have reflected, or their intuition says that they write there. So this getting that intuition, the idea they get from the others writing. Then discover the trends of research in your field and find out the gaps in which you have to do the work. It is a very important thing. Let me tell you, at least 1 minute, let me tell you, our review of research in out of 100 theses, uh, uh, more than 95% theses do not indicate in their review of research, related research, review of related literature, they do not indicate what is their trend they discovered and what is the gap in the researches in that area where they want to do. Suppose in your house you found your bedroom has not a good door, so you need a better door there. Yes or no? Because from your experience you found that is not good. So what you did, you replaced that door and better door, a more strong door you have put it there. Just like that. You found out so many researches, but you could not find out what is the weakness the researchers they possess, on which area research is completely silent. No research are found in that particular area. If at all found little bit, these things we are not able to discover. Then what review of literature, review of related literature you did? To find that one, you have to first find out what is the trend. There are two types of researches as we do practically in our field of research. One is from abroad, another is from inland. The literature from abroad, you prepare a section, another section we prepare the literature from inland. And we write them chronologically, not haphazardly. It should not be. Chronologically. Why chronologically? Because in course of time, in course of advancement of time, research how it went to more deep and deeper, the trend, which is other word they call it trend, you will able to understand. What trend with the inland research and what trend with the abroad research in your field you could develop. Nowhere mention is there. And if you could not discover the trend, you cannot find out the gap. And without finding the gap, you have developed the rationale, the title, the objectives. That means you are simply floating in the sky. You have got no base. You will never come down in the field of research. So the gap must be identified on which these are the area. Yes, in school, in school about the teachers. Performance appraisal is not being done. You could find. You could find whatever is done, it is only in the college or higher education. Okay, now we are going to do research on performance appraisal system in the school level or in the secondary level or in the primary level. But you have not understood that one. And you have started talking on performance of school appraisal and conducted the research, submitted the project, submitted the report, got the PhD. But what is the problem in the school? Why it is not that much strong? You will not be able to understand, though you have done a research. You develop some new concept. No new concept. Age old concept that you have repeated. So that is not a research. Would you follow me or not? So without trend, finding out the trend and the gap, if you do those things, then you cannot bridge the gap or your research will be useless. Lastly, these indicate the need of additional research. Whatever I told, this through this review of research, this will help you. Why this review of research? This help you to have additional research, not to repeat the same thing, but this something new. So this is what, when, and why. How to conduct research. Now, when we are going to how to conduct research, some guidelines we have to keep in mind. Without guideline, if you want to conduct the review of literature, you will be nowhere. Mostly it is happening that your researches is nowhere. Why the administration? Many times the आपका जो है what is there in your secretariat, the what bhavan they call it, शिक्षा भवन को, where this education secretariat is there, one particular name is there, some bhavan. Anybody can tell? The education secretariat. I am forgetting that name anyway. So the IS people, the administration people are there. They don't look at your research. If you say, sir, you see, I have done the research in this field, please take the help of my research work. I have given some new idea. They will throw it. Why? Because you never, your work is not look at the practice. It is not useful. It does not touch to the ground. It is not practical. It is theoretical. Lots of theoretical ideas are available in the field. Practical idea is not available. But your research could not. For that only, academicians, they fail miserably. So every year, many universities conducting preparing the lots of project work, and no project work. To some extent, project work are being taken, but PhD work was never being taken into consideration for the policy work, development of the educational policy. It is simply because many times they forget about what, when, and why. How also they don't meet. How to write the research, the review of related literature, so that you can write properly the research paper. Avoid temptation to include everything you get in your area. Now you have gone to the library or to the net, etc. Anything you get, everything you collect, don't do like that. Collect, what are the things you will collect? Collect the smaller and well-organized related research. Smaller and well-organized one you have to collect. Bigger and unorganized research, whatever is there, avoid it. Don't take it. Second, select the directly related reviews of a big proposal. For your area, what is directly available, that should be taken first. Then you have to go to the indirect availability. Third is select a same meaningful way of your topic if a small one. Your topic must not be very big one. Your topic word-wise smaller and must be working, giving the indication of working also smaller. You many times the PhD people they prepare the research thesis like which is difficult to carry even in volumes they prepare. Just copy the things from other text and copy it out. Because as a review of literature, review of related literature must be very much within 20 to 25 pages, not more than that. If a 200 page thesis will be 20 to 25 pages, that means around 12% you have to cover in review of literature, not more than that. If you are doing, it is not qualitative. Find out differences and similarities of reviews and to discover trends and gaps in the past research. What are the similarities among the researches? What are the differences among the researches? What is the trend? What is the gap? See, these are the four things. What is the similarity in the researches? What are the dissimilarities in the researches? What are the trend in the researches? What are the gaps in researches? All those things are to be taken care. Similar research to be put together and reference to be clubbed. You must be knowing that many times you must have seen in many reports. Somebody has written some finding where many names like many names are there within the bracket as reference. That means the same work, similar not same, similar type of work at different points of time, these people have got justifying the findings, whatever is available in the research market. Could you get me? That is the way you get the benefit that putting those together, putting the similar researches together, then full references need to be kept safe to be used while writing the bibliography. Anytime any research work you get from somewhere, those one you go on immediately the references you go on putting in another paper. And all those things the name of the author, the name of the book or the name of the journal, the edition, the volume, the number, the year, everything is to be noted down then and there. Go on keeping it along with the work together. And when you will be preparing final report, that time these are to be separated. Not separated physically, but separated in your report. You take those things, those references in the body of the findings and discussions, and chapter 2. Usually chapter 2 is being used or devoted for writing this review of related literature. The review of related literature is being used mostly in chapter 2. Then in discussion, little in sampling, etc. So that time you take those ideas from there, put it there, and immediately that thing is to be put in the references. After the work is over, the references are to be made alphabetically. Not the work alphabetically. Work will be there wherever there is a need. And while writing the bibliography, please follow APA, American Psychological Association, that format. Please follow. Where from we will collect those researches or the review of literature researches. Yes, we have already told you the net and the library. Besides that, newspaper is there, statistical bureau is there, statistical reports are there, books are there, encyclopedia are there, newspaper is there, many other sources are there. The newspaper, uh, the newspaper, the research reports, monographs, unpublished work are the primary source. The book and the encyclopedia and the uh, statistical bureau or statistical information, these are all secondary source. So primary source and secondary source things are to be collected and put into action. And then next is that, as I told you already, foreign and inland researches are to be put separately, and separately the trend are to be written, which will help you to find out the gaps. Adequate number of research need to be followed. Adequate number. Suppose your PhD work is there. In the PhD work, minimum 50 research work, 25 each minimum. Even if you go higher, no problem. But don't repeat those similar work. Put it again and again. Different types of work put, and around 50 number of research work you have to quote. Mind it, PhD is not research. I'm telling you, I'm giving you a very serious comment. PhD is not your research. PhD is your gateway to research. Suppose the research home is there, and PhD means you are at the doorstep. MAd or MA research is not even at the doorstep, it is away from the doorstep. We are moving towards that. MAd or MA researches are indication of you are moving towards research. PhD is at the doorstep of the research home, and real research starts after PhD. And really, to be very frank, real research never being done by majority of our colleagues working in the higher education with some other plea or some other reasons, whatever it may be, right or wrong. And lastly, while collecting information from a research, the title, what are the things when you are going to collect? When you are collecting the information from suppose from a research article, you got the something about your work. What are you going to take from that? The title of the work, the rationale, the objectives or hypotheses, etc., the tools, how do they analyze the tools, and their findings. And if you are very much capable enough, take those discussions. What kind of finding related to what kind of discussion? Those things you have to bring to your note, so that in the future, when you are going to write the report, it will help you to a very, very great extent. Lastly, the findings help, or findings is useful in writing discussion of your research findings. Finding is also a particular type of pattern it follows to write. So you please try to follow that one. Others, how do they have written? So you follow the same pattern in your writing. There are two types of research: qualitative and quantitative. In qualitative, you need not take much of quantitative aspects into the picture. Only you take the reflections. What reflection? There, particularly their findings and reflection or discussion is more important. And in the quantitative research, mostly they are uh, uh, what kind of analysis they adopted, what kind of test they adopted, what kind of tools they made use of. All those information readily available from the quantitative one. Now, when you write the review of related literature, what are the things you have to keep in mind? Number one, introduction. The points I told you, what are the things to be taken, but now when you write those things, how to write? The number one, introduction. Number two, the body of review containing the discussion and sources. Number three, the conclusion. The conclusion. So these are the three things very essential for writing. When you are writing review of literature from a particular study, and already I have told you the sources, the primary sources and secondary sources that you know better. So I am not going to put forth devote more time on that. So there are 6 steps you have to follow in the literature review. With this, I will complete. And first is select a topic, search for the literature, develop the argument, survey the literature, critique the literature, critique the literature, write the review. So in nutshell, I just wanted to put forth because there is only 8 minutes left. So I want to get some questions from you so that I will try to clarify if at all is there. So here I stop. Participants.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, please.
If participant have any
Madam.
question, please ask.
Yes. The most important things I have all discussed. Some of the things I have left intentionally. I want to clarify those things when you raise the questions. Yes, please. You must have those who have already done or those who are doing. Please raise question. Those who have not involved, थोड़ा ये तो ज़्यादा क्वेश्चन पूछ सकते हैं. But anyway, only 7 minutes left. I for that only I have kept stopped it here.
Participant,
Yes,
have
sir.
you any question?
No questions. Then let me raise questions. Then let me raise questions to understand what you have understood from my deliberations. Suppose, for example, I am telling about the interpretation and evaluation that are derived from research. What kind of source it is? Interpretation and evaluation that are derived from the research. What kind of research it is? What kind of source it is? Whether it is a primary source, derived from primary source or derived from the secondary source. Yes, please. Arre Baba, you will not raise questions. If I raise questions also, you keep silent. That means I was just shouting or howling. Interpretation is there or evaluation report is there. It is what kind of source, from which type of source you can get these things. Primary source or secondary source. Source you will be able to get it. Nobody. It is very simple. Interpretation never available in the primary sources or evaluation never available in the primary sources. Suppose in the classroom situation, you are teaching, you are raising question while teaching, and from the student's answer, you want to generalize or criticize or something of that type. You want to make it. Will it be called your primary action or a secondary action? Certainly, it is a secondary action. You have already taught. Now, students, basing on your teaching, they are raising questions from where we are evaluating them or interpreting their ability. So that is not available primarily. First you did, then they did. As a primary source, you did your work. As a primary source, students did the work. And as a secondary source, you started evaluating them and tried to interpret whether they have really understood or not, or how far they have understood. This is your interpretation. So interpretation come in the next based on the primary thing. भाई साहब थोड़ा सा माइंड लगाइए ना. Can anybody give me a primary source of collecting review of related literature? A primary source. A primary source किसको example दीजिए. Nobody. Very strange, भाई.
Autobiography.
It is so easy. You are attending so many conferences. Why are you going there? You do not know anything, what is going on there. When you go there, you get so many people there present their paper and you got the ideas. That became a primary source for you, for your research knowledge. Or even what you may call it, preliminary reports. Preliminary report, somebody suggested some report. Suppose our education commission reports, when you collect, what are those? Are they primary or secondary? University Education Commission, Secondary Education Commission, the Education Commission, the तीनों बड़ा commission you have all come across, and this is higher education. So secondary, the University Education Commission by Radhakrishnan, you must be knowing very well whether they are primary source or the secondary source for your research. Why it is very strange. A small thing then I'm asking. You are doing some work with regard to students' achievement. And you went to school, collected the marks scored by the students in different subjects. From there, what? The tabulation. From there, what tabulation? What they call it? Subject marks in a table. They put all their subject mark. They put then they publish the result. What they call it? Tabulation register. In tabulation register, you got their marks for your work. So the tabulation register, is it a primary source or a secondary source? I don't think nobody knows about it. Perhaps you have two things must have been happened. You have all decided that you will not open your mouth. Number one. Or you have decided, you have just because it is conducted, program is conducted, so you came, sat for some time. Maybe some benefit may be there, that monetary benefit or not. I do not know what benefit you get, but academic benefit you don't want. That you have decided, so you are keeping mum.
Sir, collection of marks directly from the student, it is a primary source of data.
Certainly, very good. Many thanks. What the harm in it in talking? We are collecting from the students' mark registers devolution register directly from the original source. Anything from original source we are collecting, that is primary. These commission reports, etc., government records, etc., they are all primary. But the books, journals, or the research abstracts, these are all secondary. Encyclopedia is are all secondary. Okay, let me thank profusely to my colleague who just opened and talked about something. Okay, thank you very much. It is already 3:31. So I think the coordinator, please, just okay.
Thank you, sir.
Welcome.
Thank you, sir. Myself, Moulina Bera, Assistant Professor of Institute of Education, Haldia. I am very small person to moderate your speech, but my mentor,
It is not
Manoranjan Bhomik, sir, encouraged me to moderate this session. The detailed information regarding the scope of review of literature or not, it is better to say review of related literature. Enrich the all participants and clear the view, scope, importance of review of related literature. Review of related literature is a very important steps in research methodology. It helps to know the present status, determine the future scope or aspects of the research. It is also helpful for establish any hypothesis. Sir explained this session with enormous data and live experience. Sir, we are grateful and thankful near you for your spacious, valuable speech. Thank you, sir.
Okay, welcome. Thank you very much.
Now the time is vote for thanks. I feel very proud and privileged to give the vote of thanks for this session. 1 week online multidisciplinary international workshops. Today is the third day and it is the third session. The very important topic, scope of review of related literature, is presented by Professor Dr. S.C. Ponda, a renowned personality, former principal of Regional Institute of Education, Bhubaneswar, Odisha. We all participants enrich our knowledge from his valuable words. Thank you, sir, again for your nice presentation. I give you thanks to all participants. I give the thanks to Principal Management IQAC R&D Cell of Kalinagar Mahavidyalaya. Special thanks to Baba Saheb Ambedkar Education University to extend their hand for collaboration with this 7 days workshop. Thanks to all resource person and convener, executive committee member, technical staff who conduct very smoothly this session. Thank you all participants for this enthusiastic participation and successful conductance and completion of this session. Thank you all.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much.
Yes, I will be more thankful to you all if my talking would have been some help to you in your work. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Okay, sir.
Thank
Now time for second session.
Thank you, sir. Yes, sir.
After lunch, Dr. Saha is very much ready for this session. Convener Madam Dr. Mondira Ghosh, our esteemed faculty member also with us, Sumona Madam, Avantika Madam, Jaharul Sir, Pramod Sir, and all the participants. I think session is going very well. Over to you, Dr. Rajiv Shah. Sir, please.
Thank you, Dr. Bala, and thank you, Panda sir. It has been a nice experience to listen to you once again, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you, sir. I think Dr. Sulagna Chatterjee is here already. Sulagna madam?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay.
Sir, am I
So,
audible? Am I audible?
yeah, you are audible. Yes.
Sir? Okay.
No. So,
Very good afternoon. Okay, sir.
let me start first, okay?
Okay.
Okay. Thank you. So, I think we may proceed for the last session. The speaker, sir, is already here. I think Professor Dr. Rajesh Kumar, sir.
Okay, sir. I will proceed.
Professor
Very
Dr.
good.
Rajesh Kumar, sir.
I hope I am audible as well as visible to all of you.
Yes, sir. You are audible and you are visible. Okay,
fine.
sir.
Go ahead.
Thank you. Okay, I'm just starting. Okay, a very good afternoon to the respected speaker, sir, and all the learned participants here, and the organizers. Some of the organizers are already here. In the second session after lunch of the third day, that is the last session of today. Really, it's a very tough session after lunch, the second session after lunch, and I welcome all of you in the week online multidisciplinary international workshop. Once again, on behalf of Babasaheb Ambedkar Education University and Kalinagar Mahavidyalaya, I, Dr. Rajiv Saha, Assistant Professor, Department of Teacher Education of Babasaheb Ambedkar Education University, has been assigned the charge of being the moderator of this prestigious session, which will be which will be enlightened by our respected Professor Dr. Rajesh Kumar, sir. And we all know that we have already passed through 6, 7, 8, 9 sessions in the last 3 days, and we have learned a lot about research and many things about research. And I'm sure that the learned audience are very much enlightened by all the galaxy of our eminent research persons. And today we have another eminent research person, and who will talk about really an excellent topic. You know that research ethics has become an important part for the last few years, though it should have been an important part for the ages. But after UGC issued an order in 2017, we have started thinking a lot about research ethics. I, being the coordinator of the plagiarism checking committee of our university, the Shalshuddhi coordinator, I know how much the researchers are concerned about the plagiarism, citation, referencing, and everything. And we are very happy that we have with us Dr. Professor Rajesh Kumar Sir, who is the Dean, Faculty of Arts and Social Science and Professor of School of Social Sciences of Guru Nanak Dev University, Amritsar. He will talk to us today about ethical issues in social science research in citation and referencing tools. And citation and referencing tools, before sir, I'd like to add 1 or 2 sentences. During my research, one of my professor asked me, Rajiv, how much time did you take to complete your referencing and to make the bibliography? I said, sir, 5 to 10 minutes. How is it possible? It takes 3 to 6 months to complete a bibliography of a research. But really, if we all learn how to use the referencing tools, especially the online referencing tools, there are so many free referencing tools like Zotero, Mendeley, EndNote, and so many things. And I'm sure that Sir will enlighten us today about all these things. Now, to begin with that, I would like to request Dr. Sulagna Chatterjee, ma'am, to introduce this enigmatic personality who is going to enlighten us today. Madam Chatterjee, yeah.
Yeah, thank you, sir. A very good afternoon to everyone. It is the third day of the workshop, and I am Dr. Sulagna Chatterjee, Assistant Professor of Education at Chandraketukar Shahidullah Sriti Mahavidyalaya, which is situated in North 24 Parganas, West Bengal. I would like to thank the organizer for giving me the opportunity to introduce the resource person of Day 3, Session 4 of the 1-week multidisciplinary international workshop on research methodology. Today's resource person is Dr. Rajesh Kumar. He is the Professor of Political Science at School of Social Science, Guru Nanak Dev University, Amritsar, Punjab. At present, he is the Dean, Faculty of Arts and Social Science at Guru Nanak Dev University, Punjab. He had completed his doctoral degree from JNU University, New Delhi. Dr. Kumar's teaching and research interests are in the areas of Indian government and politics, foreign and security affairs. His publications include the book Indo-US Political and Strategic Relations, besides several articles contributed in journals like Pakistan Horizon, World Focus, South Asian Affairs, Journal of Punjab Politics. Till date, he has supervised 3 students who have got their doctoral degree, and another 3 are currently pursuing their PhD under his supervision. His area of research interests includes international relations, South Asian politics, India's foreign policy, center-state relation, and coalition politics in India. He has completed minor research project, alignment of SSA with right to education, a study of border areas in Punjab. He also completed 2 major projects. One of them is for the government of Punjab, and another is the SIA project for setting up of PGI HRE at Chiddan village of Amritsar. He has presented several papers and in national and international conferences, along with invited lectures, keynote address, and various lectures in different parts of the country. His book on Indo-American bilateral relation has been published by Sage Publishers in 2022. His articles are published as edited volumes by renowned international publishers like Palgrave Macmillan and Business Express Publishers. He has contributed more than 50 research articles in UGC CARE listed journals and other peer-reviewed journals of national and international repute. He is the member of some professional bodies like Alumni of Summer Workshop, Regional Center for Strategic Studies, Sri Lanka, member of Board of Control of School of Social Science, member of Board of Studies, Faculty of Art and Social Science, member of GNDU Prospectus Committee 2005 to 2008. He is in charge of students, alumni, and discipline. He is the life member of Network of Asia Pacific Schools and Institute of Public Administration and Governance. He is the life member of Indian Political Science Association, Northwest India Sociological Association, and Indian Public Administration Association. Now the session is yours, sir. We are eagerly waiting for your presentation, which is on ethical issues on social science research and citation and referencing tools. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Sulagna Chatterjee. Thanks to Dr. Rajiv Saha also. It's my humble duty to express gratitude to the host of this particular program, 7 days workshop on research methodology, that I'm getting connected to people sitting at places like West Bengal, Orissa, perhaps Assam, and other places also. So my heartfelt thanks to Dr. Subhashish Chatterjee and his team for having given me this opportunity to interact with some of the younger faculty members from eastern part of the country or northeastern part of the country that way, right? Friends, colleagues, all are in the streams of teaching, learning, and so forth. And from what you call the kind of words which got spoken, now I am getting clue about the host organizers, right? Because they managed to have a word from me that I am delivering a lecture without sharing much of information about their organization and what you call about institutes and all. But what I have gathered right now from the talks of your early resource person as well as the members who just got the chance to moderate the session, that it is basically primarily perhaps participants are from backgrounds of education. Am I right, Dr. Rajiv?
Yes, actually, but so many the participants are there from different disciplines also.
Okay, fine, good.
Education is there.
We are part of, it is Babasaheb Ambedkar University, isn't it?
Yes, actually it is organized by Kalinagar Mahavidyalaya in collaboration with Babasaheb Ambedkar Education University, and they have organized it in a multidisciplinary way. And so participants from different disciplines are there, and resource persons from different disciplines are also there, sir.
Okay, right. So
Okay,
we have more clarity about the host also, as well as participants. friends, some of the things which I am going to share with you people, I do not know whether it would in a very rigorous manner I'll be able to share my lecture with you people, for one simple reason, because the nature of us, our assignment, it keeps us busy in most of the times for administrative things and all. But again, given the chance, we do feel like sharing our lifetime experiences with younger faculty members. As Dr. Rajiv rightly pointed out, that what you call, how difficult it has become to get associated with the cases of scrutiny for the sake of promotion, or get associated with the entire exercise of what you call applications being received for the sake of new fresh appointments, etc. Actually, at different levels, we senior members of the faculty on the campus, we get chance to get associated with these kind of exercises. We all are aware this technology, in the era of technology, things have become very, very difficult. They have become very, very demanding also, that this particular aspect of research, whom we are calling it ethics in social sciences research, or in a general, very general manner, ethics in research itself, whether it is onto the part of participants, right, or research participant, both, isn't it? That one need to be remain very, very careful about this entire concept of ethics, isn't it? Especially, we are also aware about this concept of professional ethics, code of ethics, etc., isn't it? Apart from that, I need to have an answer for my own what you call reasons, you may say so, but why I chose this kind of topic for this particular afternoon session, isn't it? Answer to that particular query would be that I also happen to be slightly fortunate that I am associated with the one very important body at our university campus level, whom we call Institutional Ethics Committee body, actually, isn't it? So somehow, I have been lucky for having been offering my services at this level also. And then, as I said to people, that at university level, that to ours is a affiliating university, we keep receiving these kind of applications on part of candidates, whether it is from the point of view of their promotion sake, or whether it is from the point of view of what you call their new appointment sake, or since as a senior faculty member, we are also associated with this conduct of pre-PhD program, right, where we come across several younger researchers who are expected to complete their research by virtue of completing this what you call 2-semester pre-PhD programs. So these were some of the reasons which compelled me that I should be talking about this importance of ethics in social science research. A sort of overview I'll provide. I am afraid that the kind of timings which are there, I would be able to reach up to the aspects of this issues of ethics in case of citations references. Before that, we need to have some amount of what you call understanding about ethics, its needs, rationale, right, in a very general manner, isn't it? So participants would allow me to share a small PPT which I could prepare in a hurried manner, so that we don't what you call get lost so far our this thing is concerned. Kindly just confirm me whether it is getting shared or not. Anybody, please? Is it getting shared?
Still not, sir.
Not. Just please check.
Yes, sir. It's visible.
It got shared, right? So there is a slight modification in my presentation, right? That's why I avoided about citations and references. I'm expected to provide you people an overview of this need for ethics in social science research, or so far its importance is concerned. You people can see here these days what you call First of all, question can be answered: why ethics, or how do we understand ethics actually? So, as a teacher, as members of what you call different faculties, colleges, or university campuses and all, right? We are supposed to act as a role model onto the part of our younger students and others, right? So, what you call this importance of morality, you can say, moral principles, you can say, isn't it? So, even in case of conduct of our research, how do we what you call ingrain these aspects of morality actually, right? So ethics is supposed to help us in understanding this canon of good conduct. It is supposed to help us, enable us in what you call making a difference between what you call the do's and don'ts on part of a younger faculty member, or on part of those who are still on the verge of completing their PhDs, etc., or even onto the part of those people who are supposed to be acting as supervisors for different candidates under them actually. So this ethics, it is supposed to help us in what we call of adhering to these moral norms, moral rules, right? And in a very rigorous manner, our behavior should be compatible with the norms of the organization. It should be compatible with the overall norms of what you call the kind of principles which have been made available onto the part of regulatory bodies, governing bodies like University Grants Commission, right, under the heading of academic integrity, etc., isn't it? So when you talk about this ethics, it is supposed to be remaining concerned with universal moral principles and the duties which are supposed to what you call conform to those moral principles, right? In our subject of social sciences, we have seen you say social sciences or other disciplines also, right? It must emphasize on standards of conduct, right? Yes, we have a very strong what you call presence of philosophical foundations of this ethical things also, because this concept of ethics is supposed to have its origin in the subject of philosophy, right? It also enjoys a lot of what you call presence or its importance in other disciplines also, especially so far these theological things are concerned, legal things are concerned, or psychological as well as societal things are concerned. Everywhere this what you call conduct of a particular person, right, whether as a researcher or whether as a respondent, etc., we have to bear these kind of laws within our minds, right, from both the point of view as a person who is undertaking that research and the person whom we are approaching for completion of our research actually, right? Again, talking about ethics, you can see on this particular screen, right, it says ethics are methods, procedure, or perspective for deciding how to act and to analyze complex problems and issues in a fair manner. Friends, there are occasions when we are faced with certain dilemmas, right? When I say what you call we are faced with certain dilemmas means that there may be reasons that sometimes knowingly some mistakes they get committed, or at times certain mistakes they get committed unknowingly actually, right? So ethics would help us in what you call avoiding such mistakes, whether they are advertently, that is knowingly, or intentional, or those what you call mistakes are of they can be attributed on part of being unintentional in nature actually, right? So they are supposed to help us in what you call adhering to certain norms, procedures, or certain methods, right, onto the part of organizations. There are global norms, there are norms at country level, there are norms at organization level, but we have to ensure that what you call our conduct, our what you call behavior, it must conform to all these levels, whether it is organization level, national level, or even at international level actually, right? Broadly, when we talk about this aspect of ethics, philosophers, social scientists, they would talk about ethics in this two broader manner. One is deontological approach to the concept of ethics, and another is your utilitarian approach to the concept of ethics. At the outset itself, I would feel like what you call making this point clear onto the part of people who are listening to my lecture through this online mode, isn't it? These two approaches broadly, so far this concept of understanding of ethics is concerned in anyone's life, isn't it? So far this first one is concerned, that is deontological. We have a very important philosopher of social science, that is Immanuel Kant, who talked about this adhering to this norm of ethics, actually deontological, that is giving primacy to your duties, actually, right? Moral obligations out of your duty and all. That will be basically what you call deontological, that we don't get emotional at the times of our performing, discharging of our duties, right? And there should not be any kind of inconsistency between the moral requirements of performing our duties without getting emotional and getting attracted towards certain biases, certain our own prejudices, etc. So basically, when you talk about this deontological approach to the concept of ethics, come what may, we must perform our duties. We must not hesitate from performing our duties, and it must conform to the moral obligations. As I said to people, no question of getting attracted towards any other values or so-called subjective considerations, etc. So this is what this person would have meant by this approach to the entire concepts discussions regarding ethics, whom we call it deontological approach to the concept of ethics, isn't it? Because it is out of these discussions, debates on part of philosophers, that till date, whether it is research organizations, universities, academic institutions, or even business organizations, or for that matter, any other organization, they continue to give emphasis, primacy to this concept of what you call professional ethics, code of ethics, and so forth, actually, isn't it? This is something else that different disciplines may have certain variations on their part. They may not be on equal footing, actually. For example, if I were to say about this compliance to the concept of ethics in medical sciences, in biological things and all, life sciences, or certain other subjects where practical things are involved, these issues, they enjoy a lot of primacy, a lot of importance, and their what you call adherence to the norms of ethics or seeking clearances from institutional ethics committee is what you call of utmost importance, actually. Before we talk about those aspects, I move on to this another theme which is mentioned on the screen, and that is second approach to the concept of ethics. That is basically utilitarian aspects, whom we'll call, and all my participants, faculty members, they must be familiar with this concept of utilitarian approach, actually. That is what you call the person whom we can associate with this debate regarding utilitarianism in subject of social sciences. It is none other than what you call this James what you call Mill, right? Sorry, Bentham, or what you call this person James Mill, or another person what you call that is who will fall in this particular category with slight difference, that is John Stuart Mill, isn't it? But it is none other than Bentham himself who gave this principle of something maximization of happiness onto the part of largest number of people, actually. So meaning is that you have to bear within your minds that if number is on higher side, and what you call the benefits accruing out of a particular event or particular activity or a particular policy formulation, if it benefits larger number of people, we have no reasons to not to appreciate that policy measure actually. So that is all. Utilitarianism can be understood at this juncture, right? That you have only two considerations, that happiness and the number actually, right? Both should be on the higher side. It does not emphasize much upon the moral aspects. It would not emphasize on what you call ethical aspects, as long the action, the consequence, it what you call results into increase in the quantity of happiness on part of the beneficiaries, or it what you call it remains onto the side of number. So maximum happiness as well as maximum number, right? So this is the dilemma where onto the part of all of us who are what you call involved in this practice of teaching, learning, or so-called acting as a supervisor, or in individual capacities, that we have to have our papers published, we have to have our projects completed, we have to adhere to certain what you call research ethics, etc. actually, isn't it? That what should be the benchmark, what should be the what you call criterion? Should we simply go by the second method, or should we come what may, we have to stick to the first method? Please remember, in our what you call debate, discussions, discourse, right, this utilitarianism has to be what you call on the lower side, and this deontological approach to the concept of ethics, it has to enjoy importance, it has to be on higher side actually, isn't it? So I hope you people must have got some clue about these two approaches, which help us in what you call understanding this concept of ethics and various approaches to this understanding of ethics, isn't it? Moving further, what you call certain what you call as a ethics in research as a concept, or you can say certain definitions and all. Just I simply read out this particular thing which is there on the screen itself. Research is a scientific endeavor to reach truth, or to answer unanswered or partially answered questions, or to find facts. So undoubtedly, if you are serving in any of the educational institutions, certainly we have the understanding about this concept of research and certain duties while conducting this research or acting as a researcher and so forth actually, isn't it? I will not go into those details because some of the earlier resource persons or you people must be familiar with this basic understanding about this concept of research itself actually. So for what you call this importance of ethics in case of research is concerned, right? You can see here the importance goes in this particular manner for what you call gaining of knowledge, remaining truthful, or avoidance of error, right? We have to be ethical in our approach because this knowledge, truth, or avoidance of error, later on we'll see certainly some of the concepts you must have heard about, that falsification of research or fabrication of research, isn't it? Or one very common thing which is infesting this entire exercise of research, right? That is something known as this concept of plagiarism, right? So certainly we'll talk about those things, and that's why there is a urgency on part of we all in different capacity. Never the mind what you call whether we are as a teachers or we are as supervisors or we are as a publishers or we are in the process of publishing our own writings, etc., or completing our own projects, etc. Actually, isn't it? We all are supposed to get governed by these kind of ethical practices, ethical standards and all, right? So you can see here again, it says ethical standards, they promote the values that are essential to collaborative work, right? Or what you call obligations on part of both that is the researcher, and the what you call what we are going to give it in return onto the part of society, onto the part of country, or onto the part of our funding bodies, right? So it is a question of trust, accountability, mutual respect, fairness, cooperation, coordination. So these are some of the values which need to be born into mind when we talk about or any discussion that is supposed to take place from the point of view of the need of ethics on part of researchers, or ethics in case of research, actually, isn't it? That this importance of trust, remaining truthful, actually. So far our results are concerned, findings are concerned, data are concerned, or trust between the one who is undertaking the research and from where he's going to get the data gathered, that is, I mean to say, onto the part of our respondents, right, or the person whom we are going to interview, and so forth, actually. Right now, just before my lecture, our Panda Sahab was talking about this, so what you call primary sources and secondary sources from the point of view of review of literature, etc., or so far this collection of data, etc., is concerned, isn't it? Irrespective of which method of research is getting followed, whether it is quantitative or qualitative things. And of course, you people are aware, in case of our social sciences, largely we stick to this qualitative things. But as on date, what you call many of the younger researchers, they certainly, in a very strong manner, they are also preferring to what you call this making use of these quantitative techniques, etc., actually, right? So we have to be very, very mindful about this question of trust, not betraying our respondents, etc., taking care of their data and all, say, security of their data, etc., isn't it? Or that way, accountability. Accountability means in individual manner, in collective manner, at institution level, etc. And of course, when we say mutual respect, fairness, etc., friends, colleagues, you people must be knowing that as on date, these issues of ethics, they involve a lot of what you call these issues regarding dignity, respect, discrimination-free research, actually, isn't it? So as on date, sensitivity towards these issues have increased manifold, actually, and it is our duty to make sure that we are not caught on wrong foot so far these issues of what you call mutual respect and fairness is concerned, right? We have to take care of what you call societal needs, socio-cultural needs, psychological needs. We have to remain very, very sensitive about reason-specific needs and so forth, actually, because researchers should not be unmindful of these cultural issues, sociological issues, societal things, country needs, or international things, and so forth, actually. All these needs, all these aspects, parameters, they have to be born at the time of undertaking or completing research and so forth, actually. Because as on date, a smallest mistake, it might attract wreath at a global level, at national level, at what you call any level it can be, for that matter, actually. I mean to say, in the era of technology, social media, small issue of plagiarism, right? Serious mistakes, serious cases of discrimination and all, right? Or bypassing certain norms, etc. You have what you call this message information would get disseminated at global level, actually, isn't it? So one need to remain very, very careful about all these things, right? Moving further, why are ethics they are important for research, right? Again, what you call it is for the sake of ethical norms in community related research also help us to build public support for research quality and integrity of research, isn't it? So you people are aware that is when it comes to the question of this academic integrity, quality of research, isn't it? Unless we remain ethical in our approach, isn't it? Certainly, neither both the things would get compromised. quality would get compromised, integrity would get compromised actually. So one need to remain very, very careful about this moral foundations, right? So far, this adhering to these norms of do's and don'ts, or as I said to people in the beginning itself, whether it is a question of what you call avoiding intentional mistakes, or even one need to remain very, very careful about unintentional mistakes also, right? This is what ethics or code of ethics would demand on part of a good researcher actually, or healthy practices on part of a researcher, isn't it? Yes, so far norms of social science are concerned, right? One need to remain very, very careful about what you call not only moral aspects, as I said to people, social aspects also. Look here, certain examples are given where this question of ethics would come to the forefront, right? Any project involving issues like what you call this question of donating eyes, or some campaigns regarding Save Girl Child, right? Or some projects involving aspects of gender inequalities, right? Or infant mortality rate, etc. All these issues, all projects, right? They have to be what you call more compliant, isn't it? From the point of view of this ethics are concerned, highest standards are concerned, or this issue of integrity of highest order is concerned, actually, right? Because any gathering of datas, right, where projects involve these issues pertaining to gender inequality or infant mortality rate, or I have seen by virtue of being member of institutional ethics committee in our own university, that is Guru Nanak Dev University, isn't it, where we have departments like what you call sports medicine, we have departments like what you call genetics department, where we have departments of life sciences, psychology, and even social sciences like sociology, etc., right? In most of the cases we find that here live samples, right, or certain what you call these projects involved taking of blood samples, right, DNA kind of things, or some other female related things also, right? So open question gets asked on their part: are they authorized to undertake those kind of what you call practices or not, or do they need to receive the help of a specialist at the time of taking blood samples, etc., or some other kinds of DNA related things, and etc., or some gene samples, etc., isn't it? Because in most of the cases we have seen that students from life sciences background, students from this backgrounds of genetics and other kinds of things, they take project in a collaborative manner, actually, right? DBT projects or DST projects, etc. And we find that what you call they have to submit these projects for to their funding agencies and all, and there may be reasons that unless they pass through this unless they succeed in seeking the approval of the institutional ethics committee, none of these projects would be acceptable onto the part of their agencies, government agencies, or their funding agencies, etc. Actually, so one need to remain very, very careful so far this question of ethics is concerned, especially when we are handling projects involving such issues which you have seen on the screen itself, right? Yes, friends, colleagues, researchers, one thing which can be again shared with you people when we are talking about trying to have an overview of importance of ethics in any kind of research on part of younger people, actually, younger faculty members and so forth, actually, right? This is very important on part of all of us, right? That whenever we approach our clients, respondents of any nature, irrespective of our disciplines, etc., isn't it? Certain information ought to be shared with our respondents whom we are approaching. It is our moral obligation to inform what you call share every piece of information with our respondent, actually, not to hide any type of information. So far our funding is concerned, objectives are concerned, sampling size, etc. is concerned, methods are concerned, and so forth, actually, isn't it? Or even the negative and positive aspects involved in that entire research process, it must be shared with the respondent. And most important thing on part of respondent would be that we have informed consent, right, onto the part of the person who is getting involved in this completion of research. And especially as right now I was talking to people that there are researches of different nature, whether it pertains to the subject of life sciences, genetics, or subjects of social sciences, or you people should be, I don't mind sharing one piece of information which is applicable more on my own part. That is, as your resource person, I have had the opportunity to get certain live projects completed, something known as getting this social impact assessment report prepared for the government of the state, actually. That is Punjab government, isn't it? And you may be wondering what this social impact assessment is all about. Why I just sharing this piece of information in the form of anecdote. That is what you call that when we approach to people within the affected areas, we remain very, very careful to share every single piece of information in order to make sure that unnecessarily the information which we are going to gather from our respondents, it will not endanger their own existence, etc. Because at times the kind of exercise which gets undertaken at the ground level, right, we may get confused by our respondents, or there may be certain vested parties which may try to distort the entire exercise, actually, and get the entire exercise derailed. So this issue of preparing social impact assessment report, it used to provide us opportunity to undertake the job at several district levels, right? And especially social impact assessment for the sake of land acquisition, right? That in case there would be a good number of people who are going to be losers after giving their land to the government, actually, or there can be some larger number of people who are going to get benefited if that particular government projects, government infrastructure projects, or some highway or some rail project or some other institutional project kind of things, it comes up on that piece of land which will get acquired. Nevertheless, there would be certain losers, but there would be a case where you have a larger number of beneficiaries, actually, isn't it? So this question of informed consent, we certainly have faced difficulties on this aspect also, because people used to consider us slightly in different manner, whereas the law of the land would say that is what you call this SIA report should be prepared by an agency which is of neutral nature. So obviously, as teachers, we are supposed to be functioning in a most objective manner, unbiased manner. We are not to conduct ourselves as a spokesperson of the government. At the same time, we are not to be what you call a spokesperson of the people who would be losers in terms of having handed over their land to the government for completion of their infrastructure projects and all. So this question of informed consent, it is very, very important, right? We just cannot ever ignore this aspect of not having the consent of the people, right, whom we are supposed to approach. I'm reminded of one particular situation when we were completing one of the SIA projects. It was just before the commencement or outbreak of this pandemic, Corona, actually, right? And just imagine Rajesh, your resource person, along with his team members, field surveyors, etc. We used to move deeper into the village sites, and people you certainly would oppose us, our presence, that why we have come, on whose behalf we have come, isn't it? Who all we are, actually, isn't it? or at times they will think that okay, we have come there for the sake of getting this vaccination project completed, or some so we are going to people from the census department, etc. Or we are government people who are there to provide certain information which will go against the interest of farmers, etc. Actually, because this corona thing, it coincided with the farmer situation at the country level, and luckily or unluckily, we were completing this particular project while by visiting in villages of Firozpur district, villages of Taran district, or other border areas of Amritsar districts and so forth. Actually, right. So this question of building a trust level, having consent of people in advance, or making sure that unnecessarily we don't get caught on the part of respondents, as well as our own part, our own team members, etc. Actually, because this issue of security remains of utmost importance actually, and if any compromises they get made, it will leave a wrong message onto the part of our recipients, respondents, etc., and the message would get spreaded in all over the village, all over the region actually, and it will land us in trouble, isn't it? Yes, some other things which we can bear within our minds. So for this question of ethics in research is concerned, as I was telling you people, as a researcher or as a researcher participant actually, isn't it? So you can see some of these points on the screen, right? That is aims, objectives, and nature of the research, duration of the study, sponsors. All these informations must be revealed to the participants actually. Yes, one of the hallmarks of any good research, or adhering to this highest standards of academic integrity, you must adhere to this norm of anonymity, and so-called maintaining absolute confidentiality actually. So for the participants and the kind of information which they are about to share with you. Yes, in case of social sciences, we are fully aware. We do ask about their marital status, etc. At times, we do talk about the kind of relationship which they have with their family members, etc. Or we do come across certain cases where we have single person, whether it is male person or single female person, or at times we do come across widows, we do come across destitutes, etc. Isn't it? So we need to remain very, very careful about their backgrounds at the time of conducting our research, etc. Whenever we are moving into these kind of areas, etc. Isn't it? Similarly, onto the part of members of life sciences also, genetics, etc. Though they remain very, very particular about their own data, its analysis, etc., or collection of some samples, etc. At times, they are likely to err on account of sometimes bypassing the social concerns actually, isn't it? As I was trying to tell you, people in villages, in other pockets, etc., we do come across people from marginalized section of the society. We do come across people who will be belonging to a minority section, etc. Or for example, you people are placed at in eastern part of the country, where we have a larger population of tribal nature, etc. So as a good researcher, we have to be very, very sensitive towards people meeting from these kind of backgrounds. As I said to people, whether they belong to the marginalized section, or this gender thing, etc., or even person of senior citizen nature, persons of children age group, etc., right, female groups, etc. Or that way, as I said to people, as on date, you people have been seeing the manner in which one very important state of Northeast, that is Manipur, it is disturbed, and you have been seeing that the kind of enormity which is getting reflected onto the part of those two very important communities, which were supposed to be living together for decades together, and suddenly we have differences. So there shall come a time when a number of projects would be undertaken, or journalists would try to visit their areas, or researchers would try to visit those areas, meet affected people and all. So those are the occasions, opportunities when one need to remain very, very careful about what you call their sensitivities, or so far the dignity of the participants is concerned, isn't it? Remember here some of the common things which one need to bear on part of any person who is involved in this entire exercise of research, right? Codes and policies for research ethics. Though they might sound very simplest things, but friends, colleagues, it takes time on one's part to get used to these simplest ideas actually. Yes, I don't mind sharing this piece of information because I have been seeing as a senior faculty member on the campus that younger people, just because their promotions are due, their what you call new appointments, they are forwarding, getting their applications forwarded, and the norms have become so stringent so far this API score and other things are concerned, isn't it? Or so far getting our papers in good journals are concerned, or this adhering to the norms of UGC care listed journals or peer reviewed journals, there always remains a sort of temptation on part of younger faculty members, younger researchers, to sometimes bypass those norms actually. And bypassing those norms means ethics getting bypassed, relegated to the backgrounds, and then remain prepared that sooner or later there may be people who may be very what you call sound on these parameters, and you never know at what point of time you will get this weakness of yours will get exposed actually, and it will land you in a severe, very serious kind of embarrassment actually. It has happened that people occupied the highest office so far academic institutions are concerned, and they got caught on these very smaller steps actually, not adhering to the integrity part, or not adhering to the ethics part, or not being honest in their approach and all, or this issue which has distorted, completely spoiled the reputation on part of certain members of organization. For example, senior faculty members getting caught on account of plagiarism, senior what you call researchers or project research assistant or other research officers, etc., getting punished on such accounts actually, isn't it? So I think why I am supposed to remind you people, caution you people, that this is the time that we start inculcating these smaller habits on our part, so as to make sure that in future we don't land ourselves into some embarrassing situations, etc., or unnecessarily we don't today's carefulness, right, or some longer path, right, it would help us in what you call saving our career from getting affected on a long-term basis or something sort of that. So that's why these smaller values, some virtues, it is going to help you people a lot, right? So far these concepts like honesty is concerned, whether it is question of data is concerned, sharing of data is concerned, collection of data is concerned, findings is concerned, right, results, sharing of results are concerned, or adhering to certain rigorous methods are concerned, not that you just bypass certain methods and you arrive upon findings and all, no, right? Or you people are aware there are several means and what you call techniques through which people play with their own data, etc. They manipulate data, I mean to say. So anything which would help you people from not getting attracted towards these kind of wrong methods, that is this concept of honesty, isn't it? If you inculcate this particular aspect, right, certainly you will get appreciated, your work would get appreciated, it would get properly acknowledged, or higher authorities, your director research and others, they certainly would appreciate your honesty, and you will get rewarded in your own manner so far these things are concerned, isn't it? Then, of course, you people are aware another virtue, another method which can help you people in conforming to this moral obligations, ethics part, etc. Right? It is a question of being objective. So far, this question of objectivity is concerned. Actually, objectivity, friends, all of you are aware that a person from this kind of background, especially teaching background, right, research background, and etc. This objectivity, that is neutrality, right, avoiding biases. You people understand this question of avoiding biases, that we are not subjective towards certain things. So subjectivity has to be avoided. Objectivity has to be encouraged, isn't it? Because any scientific method, it is based upon this concept of objectivity, right? And we are not getting into those various debates, philosophical things or metaphysical things, etc. Isn't it? Time does not permit us to get into these kind of debates, etc. But please remember, as researcher, we know the importance of objectivity in a very rigorous manner, actually, isn't it? Right? Objectivity has to be the what you call need of the hour, to make sure that unnecessarily we don't get blamed for being discriminatory in our approach, or you people are aware this question of dignity or sensitivity, etc. Right? Or in techniques, methods, etc. Isn't it? Everywhere we have to just follow the scientific norms. We have to strictly adhere to those points time and again. Recheck yourself that you are adhering to those parameters of remaining objective in your approach, etc. Actually, writing of reports, presentation, all kinds of things and all, isn't it? Right? Because at times it gets blamed. For example, this question of peer review itself, you are aware, as on date, it has become a huge menace on part of authorities, on part of senior faculty members, how to ensure that what you call our younger people, they don't get attracted towards getting their research papers published in predatory journals, isn't it? How to ensure that unnecessarily they don't land themselves into a trouble-like situation, and their entire hard work gets what you call nullified just because they got their papers published in a clone journal, right? They did not have much of clue about what you call checking the things with the publishers, original publishers, or these all new tools, techniques which help us in getting things checked at the through online methods and all. You people are aware, Scopus index things, or what you call this Web of Science, etc. things, isn't it? At times we have seen that new faculty members or younger researchers, especially who are into the process of completing their PhD, etc. Right? Because the demand is that you have to have a paper published before you submit your PhD thesis, or you have to have presented papers before you submit, go for your summary exercise, etc., pre-PhD presentation, etc., isn't it? So, or at times there may be some reasons which may be of purely personal nature. They will rush up the things. Either it may be some sort of understanding between the supervisor, or largely the person who is undertaking this research, especially at the PhD level, they will try to hide certain things from their supervisor, etc. And then such mistakes they get committed, actually. So, friends, colleagues, I certainly would appreciate you people that these smaller habits, they need to be inculcated on your part. And I, at the same time, I also request my admin should allow me to join this session through this device which I have rightly joined, isn't it? Okay, fine. It helps me in seeing that whether my slide is moving or not, and whether my participants are there with me or not. I hope participants you people are there, and may I seek your involvement, if anything, on your part, smaller or bigger, the kind of things which we have covered till now. I haven't yet covered all the points which is there right now on the screen, but still, Dr. Rajiv Saha, he is certainly very alert. He is there on the screen actually. I hope my audio is reaching up to you people. No issues with the internet and all. Everything is okay.
Yes, sir. Everything is okay. Your audio is properly audible to us, and your slides are moving very smoothly. And we are listening to you astonishingly. You are speaking in a
Because
detailed manner. I'm enjoying your speech, sir.
I'm not.
I think the participants also are enjoying your speech.
Okay, very general kind of things we are talking, but again, time and again, my sincerest request to the younger faculty members is that these smaller habits, they are supposed to be very what you call rewarding on long term basis actually, because any non compliance with these smaller habits, it will be a case of fatal accident, etc. Actually, we have been seeing that once it starts affecting people's career and all, then they run from pillar to the post, actually all kinds of things, which even as a senior faculty members we don't like, that oh my god, why somebody did not inform him about these things and all, why their teachers were not very vocal in sharing these smaller the issues with their younger students, younger researchers, etc. Actually, so this I was talking to you people about the importance of honesty. I was certainly talking to you people about the importance of objectivity, right? Then moving on to further, this question of integrity. You can see here that you keep your promises and agreements, right? So adhere to the timelines, etc. But adhering to the timeline does not mean that again you start cutting shortcuts, etc., or you get involved in this manipulation of data, etc. Actually, isn't it? Then, of course, there's another value which would help you people in being ethical in your conduct of research, etc. It is that's case of carefulness, openness, or respect for intellectual property rights, etc. Isn't it? This carefulness, that is, avoid careless errors and negligence, because nobody would come to your rescue simply telling that, oh, I did not know, I was not told. No. Most of the institutions, organizations, they have research manuals for their younger researchers and so forth, actually, right? So you cannot be allowed to have excuse that you are not aware about this entire thing, etc. Actually, isn't it? And so far this openness is concerned, right? This sharing of data, results, ideas, tools, it has to be there in your writing. It's also, and then you people are aware. Nowadays, there are different techniques. If your PhD is getting submitted, you people are aware this. What you call, none of the universities are expected to get the thesis of a particular student researcher submitted unless they have undergone this plagiarism test, unless they have what you call submitted a soft copy of their entire work, isn't it? Or unless this entire soft copy of their research or what you call project or thesis has not been uploaded on this UGC prescribed, you people are aware, website, something known as Shodh Ganga, etc. Actually, isn't it? So the scope for not adhering to this research ethics, they are getting minimized actually. But still, as you people are aware, that there are new ways and means through which these manipulations are occurring, or people are getting enticed, attracted in what you call not adhering to this ethics part, or at times making compromises with those norms, etc. Then moving further, please, you people can see here. Yes, one term which I used right now, this issue of IPR. Friends, it is again very independent, exhaustive topic. You have to have proper understanding about these intellectual property rights, etc., isn't it? Because getting attracted towards copying of others' design, right, data's results, or copyright things, etc., or for that matter, even musical compositions and all. There are several areas where mistakes are likely to get committed actually. So the more you know about these aspects, you people are aware. As a teacher of social sciences, there are what you call legal provisions, right? And severe actions can be taken. Some punitive measures can be taken if persons get caught on account of violating these norms of IPR, whom we know as what you call that is intellectual property rights. I'm not going into those details, isn't it? That is patent things or process things, etc., product things, etc., various classifications and all. We are not getting into those kind of discussions, but certainly in a very precise manner, brief manner, more you know about this, what you call, how to save yourself from these kind of embarrassments, that is be remaining sensitive towards IPR things and all, especially in LPG era, post WTO, what you call period and all, isn't it? Or you people are aware onto the part of people belonging to this computer sciences background and all, right? I may not have that kind of expertise. People from the IT backgrounds, they are more proficient in talking about this concept of Creative Commons, etc., isn't it? Or as on date, when we go for this preparation of e-contents and all, which material to be used, which material not to be used, isn't it? Which material to be uploaded onto the website and all kinds of things. But then it is a huge subject as on date. And even irrespective of our backgrounds, that whether I belong to social sciences or political science or any other thing for that matter, I don't have any excuse to say that, okay, I did not know much, because these days a lot of efforts are getting made in order to sensitize. Workshops are getting, this very workshop which you people are participants, it is only to sensitize you people that you are aware about these different aspects, different dimensions of research, because it is becoming a very, very highly complex subject, isn't it? And the more we are what you call getting used to these new softwares, etc., isn't it? Different kinds of things are coming to the forefront. They are coming to the one's knowledge actually, and at a decision making level, things are becoming very, very difficult on part of we people who are supposed to check these unethical practices on part of researchers or younger faculty members, or for the sake of any of their requirements, promotion or new appointments, etc., actually, isn't it? So please, friends, colleagues, we need to remain very, very careful about this confidentiality. In the beginning also, I said to people that you have to develop this practice on your part, isn't it? Simply for certain incentives or certain what you call shortcuts, methods and all. Don't get attracted towards sharing of these kind of information which you have gathered as a part of your completion of project or research mandate, etc., research requirements, etc., isn't it? For example, as I said to people in our case on this particular campus, students of life sciences and all, they come to know, for example, a student of sociology, right? They are undertaking researches pertaining to surrogacy, isn't it? That how many patients are visiting a particular infertility clinics and all. These are some of the informations which are of very, very sensitive nature, isn't it? You may have any kind of interpretations of these data, etc., right? So while dealing with such respondents, one need to be very, very sensitive how to approach, whom to approach, how to provide them this confidentiality, right? That no such information would be shared with any person. For example, we have seen a common wrong practice on part of certain business entities and all, or we have been seeing this what you call this our private informations getting leaked through on part of banking authorities or some other authorities. For example, Aadhaar card numbers, your PAN numbers, and so forth, actually, right? And there is a huge hue and cry. Or you people have seen that these non-divulgence of or confidentiality of these datas on part of highest authorities of the country, that is central government, union government, etc. This matter reached up to highest court of the country. So you can imagine the consequences of not maintaining confidentiality when agencies or as researchers or as remaining involved with certain projects, if you don't adhere to these kind of ethical practices, etc. Then, of course, you can see here on the screen itself, responsible publication, right? Publish advanced research, but not for self, career, etc. Yes, you people are aware, even as a thesis examiner, etc. A simple question gets asked by our host organization that as examiner, do you what you call give you recommend publication of this particular thesis on part of your candidate or not, or certain modifications, certain changes you are what you call prescribing to that particular candidate. So again, you people are aware, those who have passed through this particular stage of having faced your Viva Voice examinations of PhD, etc., isn't it? These questions, they get raised at that level also, isn't it? Or similarly, even if it is a project for on part of certain agencies and all, right? This publication part, one need to remain very, very careful for whom it was done, right? What was the terms and conditions of that particular agreement? Data was collected on behalf of certain government agencies and all. So whether they are the legal inheritors of those data, or you try to somehow what you call make use of those data in an unauthorized manner. Or there are projects where what you call you may have collaboration at national level, you may have collaborations at international level, right? So this question of acknowledgement, referencing, etc., it is of utmost importance that due what you call credit is given onto the part of people who are really involved in this entire exercise, actually, isn't it? So when you talk about this question of responsible publication, all these aspects, they have to be born into one's mind, isn't it? As a researcher or in any of the capacities, I said, today we may be a younger researcher at PhD level, tomorrow we may be joining a particular institution, so we will be acting in the capacity of acting as supervisors, isn't it? Or we are still in the process of getting our own what you call researches carried forward for the sake of career needs, etc., isn't it? Promotions and all. So there is no end to this case of not remaining involved with the research things till this is what academics is all about. This is what professorship is all about, that whether you are in organization or even post-retirement and all, the methods, these points, ethics, integrity aspects cannot be compromised ever, irrespective of what stage you are passing through, actually. Younger stage, intermediate stage, or your final stages, more, or you are at the fag end of your career, etc., actually. No compromises can ever be made so far this adherence to the question of research ethics is concerned. There are certain what you call international bodies, right, who prescribe certain methods and all, or you people are aware, researchers are told through their research manuals which style to be adhered to. And for example, on the screen, you people can see here, so far this style of referencing on part of this American Psychological Association is concerned, isn't it? They would expect these minimum things on part of a good researcher in the name of research ethics and all, right? That is, discuss intellectual property frankly, be conscious of multiple roles, follow informed consent rules, respect confidentiality and privacy. So some of the things we have already discussed in advance in the beginning of our lecture, but then to put the things in proper perspective, or especially if we are adhering to this particular style, that is something known as APS style of referencing, that is American Psychological Association requirements and all. They are very particular about this question of intellectual property rights, etc. Isn't it? No violations on these accounts. And for that matter, I think certainly, so far my deliberations are concerned, I could not reach up to those styles, etc. Right? Especially this referencing thing, or different types of referencing and all, right? Or certain mistakes which are anomalies which are likely to creep in so far the citation things, etc. is concerned. For that, my apologies are there, isn't it? So you are aware this intellectual property things and all, right? Multiple roles, that is you are aware, you may be acting as a supervisor, you may be acting as a coordinator, you may be acting as a researcher itself, or you may be a family person, you may be a teacher, you may be what you call into field, you are what you call, you may be a religious person, you may be a certain social activist. So there is no dearth of what you call this conflict of what I said. I mean to say conflict of interest ought to be avoided. That is the idea here. Be conscious of multiple roles. For example, I am dean faculty, I am head of the department, I am also supervisor, I am also a researcher, I am also what you call civilian, isn't it? Responsible citizen of the society. I may be associated with certain groups, certain community things, etc. Isn't it? So one need to remain very, very careful about multiplicity of these roles, etc. I mean to say, we have to be very, very careful about conflict of interest. For example, as a researcher, as a professor, as a dean, or as a research officer, research associate, right? We have no reasons to what you call come out with certain findings which suits our sponsoring agencies, which suits our funding agencies. Friends, you people are aware the era in which you people are living, right? We know all kinds of surveys are getting conducted, all kinds of surveys are getting what you call publicized, they are getting telecasted, especially in case of our political science and all. We have seen elections, frequent elections, and country of our size, or the kind of people we have in our own country, first largest populated country at the world level, rate of illiteracy is very high, right? And then there are some survey agencies which are purely guided by market forces, purely profit-oriented forces and all. And you have been seeing how difficult it becomes to believe one set of poll opinions, or pre-poll exercise, etc., or post-poll exercise, etc. Or you people are aware that many a times these agencies would get blamed for having manipulated data, etc., having acted in favor of a particular political party and so forth, actually. So the similar kind of tendency can be seen on part of people who are associated with a medical working for a medical corporation. Medical corporation means that is pharmaceutical corporation of a global MNC, etc., isn't it? Or some agencies with a mandate in the advance itself, and then you try to concoct certain results and all which will suit your agencies and all these things. They will certainly get caught, actually, and you are likely to lose your reputation and all. And it is not only a question of losing reputations or getting faced with some sort of embarrassment. These days, legal provisions are there, punishments are there, imprisonments are there, what you call punitive measures are there, all kinds of things are there, isn't it? So this is how you have to have a very stronger reasons to adhere to these norms, etc., isn't it? We are left with very last few minutes of our what you call end of this today's deliberation. Just I have to rush up with certain remaining slides because I know it is very difficult on part of participants to listen to their resource persons anything beyond 5 o'clock or 4:30 p.m. in evening after their sumptuous lunch and etc. Actually, that too when they are placed at their respective hometowns etc. and attending to these kind of online lectures on part of the resource person. So you can see here what constitutes this concept of research misconduct. Some of the things I have already shared with you people, fabrication, falsification, plagiarism. I am very sorry because this paucity of time does not permit us to go into those details, but still crux of the talk, you people have got it, that we have no obligation to fabricate datas, etc., falsify outcomes and all, or indulge in these kind of plagiarism. Plagiarism, you people understand, that is basically lifting material, copying things from other sources without acknowledging the real source, hiding things, or you people are aware because of this APA style and all, or previous MLA styles and all, you have some difference in referencing things and all. So at times you have to have references within the paragraph, that is text itself. So you have to be very, very careful about that. Original sources are quoted, sections are quoted, page numbers are quoted, author is properly quoted, his proper edition is quoted, and they are well what you call duly cited in your reference sections etc. Actually, isn't it? If you don't develop these habits, you will not be a good supervisor, you'll not be appreciated so as a faculty member and all, or even your candidate under you for whom you are supposed to act as a supervisor, he will start taking you very lightly. He will not give you much of respect, because these days even your student would come to know what his supervisor or her supervisor is doing actually, isn't it? So if you are not very sound on this ethical part and all, your conduct part, you are likely to err anywhere, and you will be what you call getting embarrassed before your younger faculty members, or you will get embarrassed so far your seniors are concerned actually. So we need to remain very, very careful on all such accounts actually, right? So it is better to what you call plan your things, right? Be very careful right from the beginning of your entire exercise, irrespective of what kind of research you are going to undertake, isn't it? So plan things, don't cut shortcuts, make shortcuts, isn't it? Revisit your research manuals etc., revisit certain good writings, literature and all, meet your colleagues, meet your seniors, isn't it? Go through these as I said to people, some of the documents, one of the document which is there in my own hand, I can show it to you people, isn't it? This is a document, is it visible? It is a document prepared by UGC, isn't it, in year 2021, and the very heading of this document, which is easily available on any of the websites, academic integrity and research quality, right? It is a wonderful document which some of the younger faculty members, if they have some time on their side, don't hesitate from consulting this document, because the UGC has been expressing its concern on these issues, and they have compiled this wonderful document into year 2021, right? And it is one of the most latest documents which younger members, or even those who are involved at different decision making level etc., they have to go through this particular document, which I have already made known to you people, isn't it? So this planning part, it is supposed to help you people in not committing mistakes, right? Going astray or sticking to all your timelines, etc., isn't it? So please, again, this particular slide, it is related with your planning part only, or remaining your obligations towards your funding bodies, etc., or how to avoid conflict of interest, right? or some of the consequences in case of some mistakes getting committed, etc. Actually, isn't it? This methodology aspect, as I said to people, because so far this data, its analysis, outcomes, etc., they are concerned. Much of the things they need to be finalized on the subject to that. If you are very sound on this methodology part, etc., you understand the things. You are also aware about the what you call actions which would get followed in case something gets caught. Actually, isn't it? These things we can skip, right? Again, some of the last few slides before I end my talk, and try to know from you people if there are certain things which I need to clarify, isn't it? So please see here again, they are of a very general nature. Actually, informed consent thing, isn't it? Maintaining informed consent over time, not that initially you are very loyal to your respondent and later on because of your own engagements you got busy with your other things, and this part got compromised actually, right? Clarity and adequacy of explanation, this routines, etc., right? Then of course this part I think it cannot be taken. I assume that you people are aware about this, understanding the relationship between researcher, the field, and the respondents, participants, etc. I assume that most of you are responsible teachers, and so you are familiar with these kind of issues and all, isn't it? Right? Again, just I am rushing through my slides with certain what you call certainly apology on my part that we have to rush through these things because of this timings, right? So far again, on the screen you can see here time and again this concept of honesty is getting affected, right? Avoid biases in case of your data interpretation, etc. It is getting reflected, isn't it? Or how you can avoid certain mistakes, right? Don't disclose identities, etc. Isn't it? So I think this is what I could have shared with you, all of you, at this point in time. I think I'll request moderators to help me in getting this question answer session conducted, isn't it? With sincere apology that certain slides had to be rushed through, because I can well understand. I have been coordinator for conduct of such programs, refresher courses and all through online mode, and at times resource person would get furious that none of the researcher participants were around other than resource person or moderator, because they have the moral obligation to get the exercise started and get the exercise finished. So not getting this what you call thing repeated, because I have a long experience of having conducted such refresher courses and all, as what you call FDP programs, or just delivering of lectures at our own HRDC, which is very popular. But certainly certain reservations, they remain there, that online lectures at times participants, there are certain issues which I need not elaborate. I leave on to the part of participants to interpret, infer what I intended to convey to them actually. So with this, my sincerest thanks to the organizers. Right, over to Dr. Rajiv Saha and Sulagna to get this Q and answer session conducted, if they are there.
Thank you, sir. Now, I would like to request all the audience and obviously the who are present from the part of the organizers, and obviously myself too, we may ask some question to sir if we have. Sir has given almost 1 hour and 30 minutes lecture on ethics and plagiarism. Really, it's very tough to complete the whole thing in 1 hour and 30 minutes,
Very
and
fast
Sir
thing
had
actually,
tried
I
his
think.
best to do that thing. So now it is the time for question and answer. Please feel free to ask your question to Sir. Please.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yes, please. Good afternoon.
Sir, I have a request, sir. I listened to your lecture, which was very valuable and informative. Sir, I have a request whether you could share your valuable lecture with us by providing us with study materials.
Okay, fine. Note down one number. If anyone sends me the message on that number, otherwise Subhashish Chatterjee and all, they have my number. I will pass on the slides to you people actually.
Okay, sir.
And
Sir,
this
the-
document which I am holding in my hand onto the part of UGC, isn't it? This is a wonderful document. This soft copy can be passed on to you people. Note down this number, please. Any one person, Sahasab, you do this favor to all your participants, all group members.
Yes, sir.
9815949829. Please, this is the number. If anyone sends me the message, I'll share this PDF as well as my slides with you people.
Sure, sir. Sure.
So it is
Thank you, sir.
9815949829. Just one
Okay, sir.
small WhatsApp message, and I'll forward this PDF material as well as PPT on that particular thing actually.
Thank you.
Sir, if I may repeat one thing, the number is 5949829.
Just please listen once again carefully. 98159 98159499829.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
So, or go on Google. My writings are there. Look for Rajesh Kumar's writings and all. Of course, you have to type Rajesh Kumar, Guru Nanak Dev University, Amritsar. Something certainly you'll get there. My profile would get opened on the university website and all. Right? Okay, colleagues, friends. Where do we check the plagiarism? Yes, I have been asked one question by Sarbani Panda. Where do we check this plagiarism and all? Please remember, these days there are several softwares, Turnitin and all, right? Or your universities, they are supposed to purchase these softwares from their own resources and make it available to their faculty members so far their computers on their tables are concerned actually. Or there are certain free softwares whom we call plagiarism checker and all. But please remember, there are certain technical things which are involved when you start making use of this free software, plagiarism software tools, etc. Right? Unless you are receiving the help of some sound technical person, don't get attracted towards these kind of things, because your entire data would appear onto the Google website and all, Google search engine and all, and then this software would start accusing you that you are copying your own things, isn't it? So please, this has to be done in a very careful manner under the supervision of your library people who are authorized to help their faculty members or PhD scholars in getting their plagiarism certificate awarded actually, right? Or some publishers whom you have sent your articles, right? Whom you have dispatched your articles for publication, right? Publishers certainly of international repute, national repute, they have their this plagiarism softwares, right? As a ready reckoner, and they would send back your article with your similarity index or plagiarism things and all, that please revisit your article and get this thing rechecked, re-edited, resubmitted actually. So this is what I can share with you, Sarbani Panda. You have to depend on your publisher, or you have to visit your university library officials, system administrators. It is them who have the software, original software of plagiarism. So we as a faculty members, This is how we do the things at our end. But there are certain central government institutions, central universities like JNU, other universities, IITs and others. This resource, availability of resource is not a sort of constraint. So they have allowed their faculty members to purchase these kind of softwares, that is plagiarism checking tools actually. So you have that technique also. One time use, the way you have been buying antivirus things actually. Similarly, this plagiarism softwares also can be purchased.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Sir, I have an observation. I would like to ask your opinion about that. So you were saying that regarding ethics, the researcher and obviously the supervisor, both of them should be aware about that. They should be ethical. And I have seen, I've experienced so many things that suppose we are writing a paper to be published in a journal. So the examiner of the paper are the reviewers. Or whenever I'm writing a dissertation, a scholar is writing a dissertation, or a PhD researcher is writing a thesis. The examiners are the experts, external experts.
That researcher should add his name or her name actually. And it has become a very serious matter. Whose name should appear first, whose name should appear at last, or UGC has come out with new guidelines.
It is there, sir, but my question is something different, sir.
Okay, please.
I was trying to say that the examiners who are evaluating the thesis, or the reviewers who are reviewing the papers, or like them, they should also be ethical. I think they should also be careful. Their integrity should also be there.
Yes.
Otherwise, the research is not be there.
Right, Dr. Rajiv Saha. At times, a finger gets pointed towards ourselves only, irrespective of whether I am a senior faculty member or I am at their intermediate level, or I am acting as a role model for my younger faculty or my younger researchers. Actually, you are absolutely right. I have no hesitation what you said, not agreeing to your point actually.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Any other question from the participant, please?
And for that, I can only say, to err is human actually. That's why this caste, creed, other kind of loyalties, we should be above board actually.
Yes, sir. Truly.
Exactly. Otherwise, look here, Dr. Rajiv, why research ethics here? I'm a paper setter for different universities. Even ethics is required there also. Of academic integrity is required there also. Why only in
there also? Yeah.
I am associated with several public service commissions. Right,
Even
I am associated with certain selection committees. So if I am unethical on one aspect at one platform, there is likelihood that I will be unethical on all over. Actually.
All the platforms, yes, sir. Yes.
So a person like me, I cannot be 100% correct, but I am very careful what I say from my mouth, because I have hundreds of students who are looking towards me. I make sure that there is no gap between what I preach and what do I practice actually.
Yes. Thank you, sir. Any other question from the participant, please? I think, sir, it's already 5+13, so no question is there. So I'd like to conclude the session. We have listened Professor Dr. Rajesh Kumar sir for long 1 hour and 30 minutes, and sir has delineated beautifully about the concept of ethics. Sir has told us about good conduct and what ethics deals with, that is do's and don'ts. And as I was mentioning, that he has mentioned that both the researcher and the supervisors, both of them should be ethical in this regard. And ethics is somewhat universal, and some moral principles are there. It focuses on disciplines that study conduct like philosophy, theology, psychology, etc. And he has dealt with the importance of ethics, research quality, academic integrity, etc. And I would like to quote one of his things, that if we are not ethical, then we should be ethical, because we should be afraid that we are not caught at wrong foot. Sir was saying that so that we are not caught at wrong foot. So I think some of us, the participants, have completed our research, but as faculty member, as teachers, research is not actually finished. Research is always a continuous process. We will have to continue our research, and ethics is very much important to us. Sir, thank you, sir. You have tried to bring the most valuable points to us regarding research. Apparently, it seems that it is nothing, but it is the most important thing in research. If we are not ethical, it doesn't go with the nation. It doesn't go with the notion of the world. We cannot contribute anything to the world if we are not ethical. So thank you, sir, once again for snatching out a small hour from your busy schedule and enlightening us with all your brightening knowledge, sir. And at the end, I would like to request Dr. Kalpataru Haldar for the formal vote of thanks of the last session of the third day. Dr. Haldar, are you there? Yes. Yeah.
Today, as we come to the end of this session, I stand before you with a heart filled with gratitude and appreciation. On behalf of the organizing committee, I would like to express my deepest thanks to each and every one of you for being a part of this memorable occasion. First and foremost, our heartfelt gratitude goes to all our distinguished resource persons who have graced this event with their presence. Our valuable insights and expertise have enlightened us and inspired us to strive for excellence in our respective fields. I would also like to extend a special thanks to our organizers who have worked tirelessly behind the scenes. Your dedication, hard work, and attention to detail have ensured that every aspect of this event was executed flawlessly. Without your commitment and tireless efforts, this event would not have been possible. We must also acknowledge the invaluable contribution of our audience and participants. Your active engagement, thought-provoking questions, and lively discussions have made this event vibrant and enriching. Your presence here today signifies your dedication to personal and professional growth, and we are grateful for your enthusiasm and participation. Last but not least, I would like to extend a heartfelt thank you to each and every one of you attending this event. In conclusion, I would like to express my deepest appreciation to everyone involved in making this event a resounding success. Thank you once again, and we look forward to continued your support in our future endeavors. Thank you.
Thank you, Haldar Da. Thank you, Rajiv Sah Da.
Thank you, sir.
What a
It's
great
nice to listen to you,
combination it
sir.
was. You people were in East, I am in extreme West, right? So and
Digital
both
has
the
made
sides-
this, sir. Digital has created a bond between the East and the West very smoothly,
It was a
sir.
great combination.
Yeah.
It was a great meeting actually between East and West.
Yes, sir.
Isn't it? That's why I made sure that despite my all engagements, I must meet the participants from Kolkata side, actually, Bhubaneswar side, Odisha, Northeast, etc. Actually, so it was lovely meeting all of you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
If things change, offline meeting and all, visit our HRDC or in any capacity, please, you are welcome here.
Sure, sir. Thank you.
Bye.
We are also welcoming you. We are also inviting you to be here in Kolkata. If possible, we will invite you surely in our campus.
stay in touch.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Okay, bye bye, bye bye. God bless all of you.
Bye, bye, sir. Thank you, sir. So now this platform is handed over to